Welcome to the Lifted Lifestyle Podcast. This is a call to action to live above limitations that try to disrupt your peace, steal your joy, and limit your access to your best life. I'm Latasha Weatherspoon, your host, the Chief Empowerment Officer of the Lifted Lifestyle, and you can find me on all social media at Tasha Spoon and at the Lifted Lifestyle. I'm joined today by my favorite co-host, Mr. Chazz Bailey.
Good evening, everyone. I'm your creator of opportunities, Chazz Bailey. You can find me online at Twitter at Chazz Bailey.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm warm because
that's a bonus.
Yes,
that's a bonus.
It's a little chilly right now in Houston, thus the skull cap, but feeling good.
I think it's a little chilly everywhere. Looking at the news today, it was like 15 degrees in some parts of Atlanta. So I think it's a little bit frosty everywhere today.
Yeah, so I guess Houston still is one of the warmest places in the country. So
Probably. So we got a great show today, but before we get started with our show, I want to go to our gratitude jar. And this year, we're going to start over. We were able to empty our gratitude jar on New Year's Eve and go through the things that we were thankful for in 2017. And on January 1st, we started a new one. And guys, I want to invite you to share this practice with us. Take an empty jar. You can decorate it or not. And add every week things that you're grateful for, things that have happened in your life that week that fed your spirit, things that made you excited. It was definitely a practice that has fed our souls. So what are you grateful for today, Chazz?
I'm grateful. Once again, I know I said it before, but I'm actually grateful for the weather. It's a little chilly, but I can finally say I had 4 seasons in 1 year in Houston. So all those clothes with that little dust on it, and
that's a plus. Yes,
was able to pull them out.
Yes.
Jackets that I knew I would never get rid of, and I didn't, so I wore it. So I'm good.
Good.
So I'm definitely grateful for the weather, grateful for life as well. So happy.
Good. For me, I think this week, I think I'm grateful for you, Mr. Bailey.
Well, that's sweet.
Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but we're getting married, and planning a wedding is not the easiest thing to do.
That's
true.
He
actually puts up with my bridezilla tantrums rather charmingly. So I'm definitely grateful for having a partner that can be my partner when I'm nice and when I'm not.
Exactly. But it's all good. ESPN is 24/7, so you got some downtime.
Oh, that's how you do it, huh?
Hey,
that's how
whatever
you
works.
Whatever works.
Keep
whatever
the peace.
Works. I'm here for it. Okay, so today's show, we just kind of wanted to address the new year and the energy surrounding the new year and newness. Everyone, I saw a bunch of posts on social media was like, oh my God, here come the new year, new me post. Here come everyone trying to change and everyone addressing going into the new year when you're the same old person. And I was just thinking that was so condescending, Like, I think that we have to give people permission to evolve, or at least space to, because no one can give you permission to evolve but yourself. But give people space to evolve.
No, that's true. That is true. And sometimes it's easy to get caught up in, like, here they go again, here we go. Or towards the latter part of the year, one thing that I feel that way about is when you watch the year in the review. Every channel, you want to watch something good, but it's about everything that you already seen. But when you think about it, it's a good thing, because if you can go back and reflect on what you saw before, the good things and the bad, you can actually have a platform to move forward in the next year.
Exactly. So we were kind of sitting around and we were talking about the concept that every day can be your New Year's. Every day is an opportunity to embrace the energy around newness and taking leaps of faith, and just going after it. So every day is an opportunity to start over again. You don't have to wait until December 31st, right?
Yeah, I agree. Because if you think about it, when you get out of the December 31st moment, when you're at work, you count down to the clock is time to leave. You at school, you count down to the last bell rings. And what we do at New Year's, we count down to the ball drops. So once the ball drops, we're like, all right, we got rid of 2017. Now it's 2018. But if you do that every day and say, this is a newfound way to live every day, to say, all right, the clock is ended, but tomorrow is going to be even better no matter what happened.
And I think that, when you start to look at newness and embracing change and evolution on a day-to-day basis, it really gives you a sense of gratitude for every day. It gives you a sense of feeling like, well, tomorrow is a new chance. Tomorrow is a new opportunity to get it right. If I had a bad day today, if I didn't do my best or operate in a spirit of excellence on my job, tomorrow is a new opportunity to start over.
It is.
And I think that we have to get out of the two things. One, we have to get out of the habit of punishing people for evolving and changing and wanting to grow. I think we living in a very sarcastic and condescending climate. Why can't I talk? Climate these days where, everyone has this chip on their shoulder where they're pretending to be perfect. Everyone is pretending and sending their representative. We live in a culture where reality shows have conditioned us to alter our everyday reality, when the truth is what you're seeing on TV is not those people reality.
Yeah, they need to go back to the old episodes where you say to be continued and you be mad, but the people in the background know that something good is coming. So next week or next day or next year, wherever way you look at it, is a change going to happen, and will it be exciting or not? And that is something we need to decide for ourselves.
Like
and
on
also,
the scripted shows, like
exactly.
When they used to have the to be continued or the cliffhangers.
The cliffhangers.
You just never knew what was going to happen.
Exactly.
And I think that everyone, because so many people are pretending to have it all together, to live a perfect life, to not have any struggles, and everybody rich, nobody know what it's like to have a bill that can't be paid. Everybody rich right now. But living in that kind of climate, I think, puts people on the defense when it comes to looking at their own evolution and their own changes that they need to make in their life. It's like, well, I can't talk about needing to evolve. I can't talk about the changes I need to make in my life, because here they go again, new year, new me. And if you see it all through the year, but it's exaggerated at the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely. I'll join in instead of just saying, here they come, I'm coming with you. A
new day, new me.
Exactly. It's an opportunity for both of us to evolve, because evolution is not based upon the dinosaurs or monkeys or whatever the books say. It's based on hours, minutes, seconds. How do you change from the point you are right now to the next point? And you can do that each day, so we can say the ball has dropped each second of our lives to be better than the last.
Yeah. So one of the things that I like to tell people about, in 2013, the year came, right? Happy New Year. It was a great time out. Turn up. And then life happened, right? January 2nd rolled around and life happened. And as the year was going on, January, February, March, I was having a tough year. Like, it was just one thing after another, anything that I think you can think of, I experienced in that year. And I declared that, April 1st is going to be my new year. I'm starting over on April 1st, because this is not how this year was supposed to go. I need to do over. So I told all my friends, I said, you know what, guys, on April 1st, I'm celebrating New Year's. Come over to my house. I'm having a party. And I threw a legit New Year's party on April 1st, because that was my new year. I needed to start over. It just wasn't going right. So today I kind of wanted to talk about that. Start over when you need to. Don't make anyone make you believe like that you have to wait until the end of the year to readjust or, cut some things off or just start brand new. It comes when you shift your energy and you're like, you know what? I need to do this over. I need a reset. You can hit that reset button anytime you so choose.
No, I agree. I think that's awesome that you did that. We don't need a reason
I threw a
to turn
legit
up,
party. I sure didn't.
You don't need a reason to turn up, but actually knowing how we can be conditioned to think that the game has to start at a certain point as far as ending. And so what you're saying that you can start over at any time. It's up to you to say, okay, we're going to start over right now. So you don't need permission, because in the game of life, you have to think when it comes to the necessities and the basics, we make the rules.
We do make the rules. And I think that that's what people, a lot of people are forgetting, is that you get to decide what works for your life. You get to decide what the rules are for your life. No one else has that power unless you give it to them.
Agree.
So being able to readjust when you need to, realign when you need to, cut off some things and some people and some jobs and things that hinder you right when you need to. You don't have to wait until the end of the year. And I would encourage you not to wait until the end of the year. Don't let those people who I like to call them joy sappers sap your joy all year long, and you're going to hold on to them until the end of the year. And you're like, you know what? In 2019, I'm letting you go. No, let that fool go today.
Yeah, that's true, because it's no criteria to starting over, like you said.
No.
And if you wait till the end of the year, you basically wasted time.
And I was about to say, think about how much time you've lost. Think about how much opportunities for happiness you've lost. And this is not just with people. This is with jobs. Like Chazz likes to say, when I'm talking about protecting my peace, he always points out how we have to protect our peace from, non-tangible things like our jobs and things like that, but cut those things off too. If you are in a financial situation where you where you've saved enough money to be able to take that leap of faith, take it today. As long as you got a plan and you done saved a little bit of money, I'm not telling you to quit your job if you can't pay your rent.
Please don't.
I'm not telling you to quit your job if you don't have a backup plan. But if you do, and if you've created one, quit.
Yeah, no, definitely. And don't be confined by the labels of society, because society will tell us, well, you can't quit your job until you have this amount of safety. But
not Chazz. I don't know.
No, but I'm saying, if you have that safety in yourself and you have your savings where it needs to be, you take that leap of faith. You don't wait until the job says, okay, well, we want you to wait till after this quarter.
Okay, no. It has to be. Now, it does have to be something you determine for yourself. But I am team have at least 2 months rent saved, 2 years really rent saved before you quit. But if you can't wait 2 years and you're an asset and you feel like you can have another job relatively soon, at least 2 months. I'm team 2 years, but that's
everybody ain't the CEO of Google, but I mean, but at least 2 months.
Hey, I'm the CEO of the Lifted Lifestyle.
AKA Google.
That's close enough to Google.
Good enough.
Shout out to Google.
Yeah, shout out to Google. But yeah, definitely make sure you can have something to fall back on. But as we talked in previous shows, self-love, fall back on yourself, because when you remove those labels and you remove that calendar, that's when you can live New Year's every day or whenever you see fit, as you did April 1st. December 31st is a long ways from April 1st.
Yes, it is.
So you can say, okay, you know what? June 3rd, I'm going to take this leap. This is my new year. So when is your new year?
And I think that it's about making that declaration that this is my new year. People are like, oh, don't get brand new. But think about that for a minute. When something is brand new, you protect it. So maybe that is the thing. Maybe you need a brand new energy around how you protect your heart, how you protect your mind, how you protect your peace. Maybe you need a brand new spirit around how you're going to protect yourself, and how you're going to live your life like it is the only life that you get.
That's a really good point.
This is not a test run. We protect the things that are brand new.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And don't forget, things that are brand new come with a warranty. So you have a warranty on yourself. So you know you're going to push through.
Hey, now, and if it break, get a new one.
Get a new one, brand new. So it goes from June 3rd to June 4th.
Hey, now. But I think that was a powerful thing that, like I said, decide when your new year is going to be. If 2018 does not go the way that you want it to go, start over tomorrow.
Exactly.
You don't have to throw a full on party, as I would do. But, just in your quiet reflection, in your moment of stillness, when you wake up and you're like, you know what? This is a new day. I'm going to start over today. And don't let anybody make you feel some kind of way or feel sad about having to start over.
Exactly. Because if you're far from the finish line and you have to start over, your time starts over. So you can do your best when you begin again sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so
cut those people off.
Yeah, definitely. And never let those people, as you said earlier, hinder you from your evolution.
Yeah, because I say this all the time. Everybody just can't come. When you're going from one level of success to the next level of success, when you're going to the one level of peace to the next level of peace, everybody just can't come. Because people who don't really love themselves, who are not resound and comfortable and at peace with who they are, they can't really celebrate you for finding your peace, your joy, and your confidence within yourself. They can't truly love you without having some sense of insecurity because you've essentially attained something that they haven't attained. I always say, be cautious, of someone who is operating in detrimental ways in their life, but they say they love you though.
Exactly.
Because if they don't love themselves, how can they really love you?
Exactly. That's conditionally.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, a lot of people love themselves conditionally.
Yeah.
So if they're going to put conditions on how they love themselves, they're definitely going to put conditions on how they love you.
You have to. And would you go into a situation knowing the disclaimers in the terms of love? Would you want to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, because, it's about having a definition of what love means to you. You have to be firm in understanding what love looks like for you.
Exactly.
But you also have to be transparent in communicating what that looks like. And that comes with the conversation about boundaries. This is what I need from you. This is what I expect from all the people in my life. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So the reason I asked that question, because it brings back to the point, full circle, that you make the rules. This is your calendar, and if you make the rules based on self-love, whether it's based on job security, financial security, anything, you make the rules in your game of life, because your game of life starts out with your name. And if that's your name, this is your game. Now, one thing my father always told me when he used to beat me playing different games, or I lose my money at the machines and all of that, he used to say, you can never win as another man's game. And so taking that knowledge and using that for knowledge of self and saying, all right, how can I win at my own game? You will.
Or like in the casinos, they'll say the house always wins,
Exactly.
So I guess
so
that's
if it's
a
your
good
house,
thing. I like that.
You can win.
I like
It's
that.
your
Create
house.
the rules and it'll make sure that you always win. And that's just, in your life in general. If you make the rules to how your life goes, if you make the rules to, what is acceptable and is not acceptable in your life, you can't lose.
You can't.
And when I say lose, I mean you can't lose any part of yourself, because you have to recognize that everything that you give time to, you exchange energy for. So if you're giving time to a person, you're exchanging energy with that person. So make sure that the things that you are exchanging energy with are worth your time.
So in other words, set your intentions.
Yep. In other words, set your intentions. Be intentional about what it is you're doing. Be intentional about who it is you interact with. So when we say set your intentions is just simply having a plan. Just having a plan for how you interact with people, how you interact with your life, and what you want to draw into your life.
I agree. And usually, or in our American society, how we December 31st or around that time, we say we're going to have our New Year's resolutions. So when we do our New Year's resolutions, We basically come up with ideas and thoughts of what we would like to change from the prior year, what goals we want to reach. And a lot of those people, I believe we tend to do something fun and we do something kind of broad, but a lot of times we have to think. Research shows by February, 80% of resolutions have failed. So, but it makes sense because if you do them so broad and you do them so fun, you're just doing it just cause. But if you do it intentional, if you set intentions with it, you have a plan. So if you say, hey, I want to get a new job, well, I have to plan to do my resume, make these connections, go to these networking events, and you have the right to do so.
It's those little small steps, creating markers. So that brings us to, how do you set your intentions? So let's talk about that a little bit. So there are 3 simple ways that I like to talk about setting your intentions. How do you do it? Because that's what people always say. Well, how do you do it? Well, in creating a plan for setting your intentions, you have to be strategic about it, right? Mm-hmm. You have to be strategic about what you're going to do and how you're going to set them, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So if you move to set your intentions, you say, this is what I want, and how am I going to do this? How is it possible for me to do this? Because it can be a mountain, but if you chip away, it slowly becomes a pebble. So how would I, reach my weight goal?
How you gonna make this plan? Like exactly. We have these broad, like you were saying, these broad goals, right? But with intention setting, it has to be small, tangible steps on how you're gonna do it. Exactly. Right? How you're going to set your intentions. So the first thing I want you guys to remember is be positive in your language. Be positive in your language. Don't say things like, I won't or I don't. Say things like, I am confident. In 2018, I will be, or I am, not I will be, but I am right now more confident. And say it in the present tense and in a positive tone. Don't use words like don't, won't, and not.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I was like, even could. I could. Because a lot of times we have those sort of positive words that are not concrete. So
exactly.
Saying like you just said, words. I am this. I know this. I am certain of this. But when you say could, would, should, that leaves some
wiggle room.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I always say about the terms I am is, for me, I believe when you say I am, you're calling on the energy of the God, whatever you believe God to be. In every single religion, when you study it, there's some text that refers to God as the great I am. So when you use words like I am followed by positive words, you draw onto yourself the positive energy and the spirit that is closest to God and what I believe God to be.
Yeah, that's true.
So okay, the second thing is when you're setting your intention, after you're positive in your language, I want you to be very clear. Be clear in your language. It's kind of like what Chazz was saying. Don't leave any wiggle room. No could, no should, no will be, no maybe. Be very clear. I am successful. I am beautiful. Be very clear in what your intentions are for your life.
Yeah, and clear on what you want.
And what you want. If you want to manifest something, be very clear about what you want. So, I am attracting a husband. That was my intention in 2015. There you go.
See?
There you go.
Just
right there.
just say what you want. Because where I'm from, New Year's, you do this. You do 2 things. You eat collard greens and you eat black eyed peas. Simple as that. But the meaning is, peas bring prosperity.
So country.
It is, but hey, it brings prosperity, and the greens bring green money. Mm-hmm. And so you have, like we talked about earlier, you have the right to believe in what you want to believe.
It's true.
And begin your year when you want to begin it. And so being clear is, instead of just eating those things, like I was stirring my pot up on New Year's Day.
Oh, he cooked and made some collard greens, guys, and I remembered why it was I loved him.
See?
Him and his mama collard green recipe. Hi, Miss Jean. Hi.
So we stirred that pot up, and I ate it because I said, this mean green. But until you say I am, or you're clear in those intentions, it's just
or
a meal.
I am attracting, or it makes it real and it makes it tangible to yourself when you are very clear and concise about the things that you want to attract. Manifestation is so real, guys. The law of attraction. I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. Try it. That's all I'm going to say. Because in 2015, I'm going to give you a little short backstory. I had overcome my previous heartbreaks, and I decided, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready for a husband. I'm tired of dating. I want to settle down. And I decided that I was going to make a list of all the things that I wanted in a husband. And I was going to pray that list, because that's what my grandmother told me to do. Be very specific in what you want. Make a list and pray that list. But then the second step is declare that it is already done. So I started telling people in 2015, I'm going to meet my husband. I'm going to meet my husband. And in October, I was walking down the sidewalk and I met my husband.
So that moves us to our call to action.
Okay. So the call to action is simple. I want you guys to create a mantra for yourself. Create a statement that you can hold on to, that you say repeatedly. That is all a mantra is. It is a statement that you say repeatedly, that you hold on to. It becomes a part of your being. In 2017, my mantra was, I will not be denied. I will not be denied. And that's what I said to myself when times were good, and then when times were bad. That was my mantra. So I want you to create a statement for yourself that you're going to hold on to every day in 2018, and give yourself permission to change it as it no longer fits. But I feel like if you keep it long enough, it becomes a part of you. For me in 2018, my mantra is, I'm going to walk through every open door, and I will not lament on any closed doors, because this is my year of harvest. That is my mantra for 2018. So I'm hoping that you all will write a mantra for yourself, and that you hold on to it, because they're very, very powerful in shaping and shifting your energy, even when negative things happen. Don't you think?
That's true, because it's basically your own personal phrase, your mission statement, your vision statement, your guide that you created for yourself. So I'd have to go home and do mine. So I'm right there with you all.
Yes, do your homework, Mr. Bailey. Okay, so we're going to shift right into something that makes me feel good. I feel really, really good today, but a little good news couldn't hurt, right?
Oh, definitely. Always something bad in the news, but the good things kind of get swept under the table. So today we're going to have a couple stories that you can take with you and hopefully help inspire you.
Okay, so what are our good news segments today?
All right. The first good news story comes from a couple. It comes from a little girl out of England. And what she did, her and her family takes a walk to school each morning.
Oh, that is amazing.
And what they do is they pass homeless people on the sidewalk. And so each morning she asks, Mom, why do they sleep on the street? And the mother basically tells them that they are homeless, and it's a hard thing to tell a child.
I was about to explain to
so they were trying to explain, and children always have questions. Well, she says, can they come home with us? And the mom was like, no. Well, can they go home to their mom and dad like I do? And she was like, well, son, everyone doesn't have it. Well, how can we help them? Because I don't have any money. And what she did was, she said, since she didn't have any money, she wanted to create money so she can give it to the homeless people.
That is amazing.
Yeah, and to do so, she actually wrote a little story about dragons, and she was going to sell her little book to have the proceeds go to all the homeless people on the street.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. It is amazing what we can learn from the heart of children, right?
Exactly, because it's kind of like they don't have those labels like society puts on you and all of that. They see the world through clear eyes.
Just pure. That is absolutely amazing. Once upon a time, there lived a dragon. Wow. I'm going to have to find this little girl and buy a couple of those books. Yeah. From one writer to another, I have to definitely support her. That is absolutely amazing.
Exactly. And we have one more story It actually deals with New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
It's actually a couple. One of the resolutions that many of us say is like, we're going to eat right, we're going to lose a little weight, we're going to get back in the gym. And this couple actually dropped 395 pounds together. And,
wow.
And the story to me spoke not only of them actually going through with their goal, is about how they did it. They basically leaned on each other. They had a buddy system. So when it was tough for one, they worked with each other and said, okay, we're going to do this. And I know you not feeling like going and working out, but I'm going to go with you. I'm going to hold your hand through it. And
that's amazing.
That basically says
that's what partnership really is. And I think that really shows you what you can accomplish when you have a partner that is by your side, that is really, wow. Look at that transformation. That is absolutely amazing.
That's an amazing transformation for them, based on leaning on each other. And that's what we talked about today. When you set your intentions, set them for yourself, but also have the people around you to help you see it through.
You know, I'm a avid proponent for finding your tribe. You know, find people that are going to support you, that are going to cheer you on, that are going to hold you accountable, that are going to push you, you know. And this is an amazing representation of what it looks like to have someone by your side when something can't be easy,
exactly,
as losing weight, you know.
Exactly. So that's awesome. So got the New Year started off right.
Yes. And that was more than a New Year's resolution. That was definitely an intention. You know, they set out to lose weight in a very clear and concise way. I'm absolutely amazed at that. I'm trying to shed a few pounds before June. So you gonna be my accountability partner?
I will.
You gonna help me?
Take some points from my man right there.
Yeah, please do. Please do. No cookies.
That means I have to do it?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, no cookies.
No
if
cookies.
I can't have any cookies, you can't have any cookies.
All right.
That's how this goes. Well, before we wrap up today, guys, I want to invite you to a few things that the Lifted Lifestyle has coming. The Lifted Lifestyle will be hosting the Phoenix Workshop on January the 19th. It's a Friday. If you guys want more information on that, you can feel free to go to latashaweatherspoon.com and get more information on that. And we'll also have coming up February 24th, the Black Girl Excellence Awards. It's going to be an amazing event that's going to honor some game changers from all across the nation. When I tell you, we have some amazing women who've been nominated for award categories, as well as we're going to inspire the next generation of power players. The Black Girl Excellence Awards will have vendors between the ages of 8 and 18 years old. All of the vendors there are aspiring entrepreneurs because we have like the Sugar Babes who've been in business for 5 years, and they make some great body care products. So come out and join us at the Kingdom Builder Center at 601 Orem Drive in Houston, Texas. You can buy tickets at theliftedlifestyle.com and at latashaweatherspoon.com.
Awesome. Well,
Chazz, where can the people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at Chazz Bailey.
And on Instagram at The Lifted Lifestyle.
At The Lifted Lifestyle. Yes. I'm there too.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at Tasha Spoon, or on Facebook, Latasha Weatherspoon. Until next time, guys, I'll see you soon.
Take care. And happy